Video start!
7 pop brain... Hold on. 7 pop brain peppers. They're hot as fuck. I hate it. I know you shouldn't drink water when you've just eaten hot stuff, but fuck. It's all I got right now. Hello everybody. It's another Twitch Tuesday, as always here. And you know what? We got new things. We got some things brewing right now. For starters, we got more D&D coming this month. We had a game last month, and now, or last weekend I should say. Fuck, my mouth is burning. Now, we got 2 more in a row. This Saturday, next Saturday. Then we got another one at the end of this month. That Saturday. Lots of D&D coming. Twice a month. That's the plan. Twice D&D. Twice mid D&D. Also, I'm sick. Excuse me. I hate being stuffed up so much. It sucks. It sucks. Also, we finished a story about my uncle, and it was a neat game. We learned a lot. I learned a lot. What do you mean we learned a lot? It was quite interesting in many regards. It was a good story. I wouldn't mind playing through it again sometime. And beyond that, this week gonna be mostly Dark Souls is the plan. But Dark Souls is a rage-inducing game, so can't expect it all the time. So it'll be a on and off kind of thing. When I get pissed off at it, I can't play it. Need a break. Or I might keep playing because, it's an addicting game. Who knows? That's all things are right now. That's all I got in the gaming regards. But always open to suggestions. So, in regards to telling stories, we got a bit of a thing here. For one, we got 18 subscribers. Honor students. I don't know how to tell a story with that many. I never expected to get here in my life. So, but that is a wonderful thank you to, what's his face? Jamintz. Lovely Jamintz. Good guy, that Jamintz. So, I don't know what I can do with all the honor students instead. Instead of telling an actual story for all of you together, I'm going to tell an individualized story for each of you. Not very long, but starting with... I think that'll be what I do, so... Okay, here we go. Super Donut went to the store to buy some water. He was fucking burning alive inside. There was a fire raging in his heart that he couldn't stop. And because it was burning with passion. And, he engulfed in flames. But he didn't die. No, he just threw up the contents of his stomach and his heart. But only in his heart. He still had enough blood left to live. Next up, Coffee Cat. Coffee Cat went to the park to go down the slide. She met a boy named Jimmy who said that the slide was his. So Coffee Cat kicked him in the nuts. Then she went to detention because they were only 10 years old. That's a story of how Coffee Cat learned to not kick random people in the nuts. Although I shouldn't say random. I mean, Jimmy was being kind of a dick. Silo Cat. Silo Cat was playing jump rope. And his feet got caught. But he said, I will keep going because I want to be the jump rope champion. And then 15 years later, he beat Usain Bolt in the competition, Olympic competition for the Olympic championships of jump roping. Johnny Rod was blowing bubbles in the Empire State Building of United States of Chicago. it was odd that the Empire State Building was there, but you know, things happen, right? So he blew bubbles off the top and found that they would pop before they reached the ground. So we thought, I want to reach the ground before they go. I want to blow bubbles on the ground. So we jumped off and landed flat on his feet, classic anime style, where he cracked the floor and then he blew bubbles. He got arrested for destruction of sidewalk property. Pixel Denise went and joined the Elven Guard of Asgaroth, where she learned how to fight with a dagger. Very cleverly, she was able to quickly stab the guy that fought with 2 swords in Game of Thrones and got stabbed in the neck. I don't remember his name. Dishonored Ned Stark in the past. Nobody remembered her because she was a dishonorable. Mockingjay was making handprints out of clay when she decided these would be cooler if they were painted red. So she painted all of them red, but it looked like blood. And then people started suspecting that she murdered somebody and made them make handprints. So she had to stop doing that because she didn't want to be thought of as a murderer. We're gonna die here. Jim Ince ran a candy shop in New York City where he sold every kind of chocolate but mints because he wasn't a big fan of mint. Morty, he thought that it would be better to try to sell chocolate and other candies. Morty, so he got many protests for not having mint chocolate chip ice cream, and then went out of business. Tyler was streaming a video game called Jumping Beans, where the beans, ironically, they jumped, but they jumped on the heads of their enemies and crushed them to pieces. He got banned from Twitch for it because it was grotesque and violent. Pyro Wolverine was going to Arby's to enjoy a delicious roast beef sandwich when he saw that there was onions on it. He's not a fan of onions. In fact, he's so not a fan of onions that he's allergic to them. So he started going into anaphylactic shock right there in Arby's. It was diagnosed by a random person there who watched too many episodes of House. When the EMTs got there, they went on a long binge on how it's not anaphylactic shock. There's certain requirements for anaphylactic shock. We got to get this person to an ER. But by the time that that this was declared, it was already an hour late, and Pyro Wolverine was dead. Amaron was juggling chainsaws when he cut off his hand, but he thought, you know what, I still have another hand, so I'm going to juggle these chainsaws with one hand. And then he cut off his foot, and then he realized, well, you know what, I don't need my foot to juggle, so he kept juggling. And then he cut off his other hand, and then realized, well, you know what, I'm sure I could just, do what the seals do and use my nose. And then he cut off his nose, and he realized, well, maybe I should have been using my feet all this time. So then he juggled with his one foot, and then cut off his last foot, and then he realized, well, at least I'm alive. And that was the main moral of the story. He's alive. The Fart Queen was mowing the lawn when she saw a frog. But she saw it too late and ended up cutting off its head. The legs still twitched, and it was covered in all kinds of ants. Really scarred her for life. She still never doesn't mow the lawn to this day. It's a true story about me. That's what happened when I was a kid. Kenneth was changing a light bulb when he got electrocuted. Minor electrocution, but he was still not very pleased by it. So he called up the electric company and was like, yo, or not the electric company, the light bulb company was like, yo, this thing shocked me. And they were like, you know what, we'll send you a free new light bulb. And he plugged that one in, and it also gave him another electric shock. So he declared that he will never. Then he wrote a very bad review about these light bulbs online, And then they sent him 1,000 more light bulbs for free. And so he kept, he kept putting the new ones in, but they just kept shocking him to the point where he got addicted to the shocks. And then the next thing you know, he's so addicted to electrocution that he finds himself on the electric chair, but he's not dying. He's just electrocuting himself, and he's getting high off of it. So he created the new drug, electrocution high-cution. B-Stabs was chopping up meat when she decided that there was nothing more to do but become a vegetarian, because meat it belongs to animals, and we're animals, and I'm not a cannibal. So she called up her friend Johnny Burger and said, we can't be friends anymore, I'm a vegetarian. So so Johnny Burger then went over to her house and said, I'm gonna be Johnny Tofu now, and then they were friends again. P-Stabs didn't want to lose her friend Johnny Burger Tofu person. Elephants was shopping for pillows. She was when she saw that there was a pillow that was made of 100% cotton, and said, you know what, this is a pretty comfy pillow, I'm gonna bring it back to my bed, but I'm not a big fan of the color. So she took it home and then painted it blue. But then she realized that her head was laying on paint instead of cotton. It was still kind of soft, but it felt weird on her, and she just couldn't really enjoy it at that point. So she went to bed without a pillow for the rest of her life. Eccentric Stones was riding in an airplane when the plane started to take a nosedive. The captain then pulled up and said, "We weren't really crashing. We were actually just trying to trick you guys. Congratulations, you're on the hit show. You almost fell, you almost died in a crashing plane, but really wasn't. And now we got all your reactions." Eccentric Stones had a particular reaction that was deemed offensive by the reaction media, and was then kicked off America's Next Top Model. Saint Kate was not as saintly as you think. Sometimes she would put cans in the garbage instead of the recycling, and that's just bad for the environment. But she never felt bad about it, so she was just so mean about she never recycled. That's the thing. All these things that could be easily recycled was thrown in the garbage. And so Saintly Kate was living a lie for most of her life, and still is to this day. True story. Regretful replays. They go by the names of Innes and Fraser. Innes was he was lighting a candle for his buddy Fraser, and said, "Hey man, take this to your girlfriend Sophie, and you can have a nice romantic evening together." And Fraser said, "Oh, thank you, Innes. I really appreciate that. But what about you? Wouldn't you like to take this to your special lady? As far as Warlock Kadash knows, I don't have a lady, so I'm just going to go work on my songs. I do a really nice guitar riff, and it is very awesome." And that's when Innes looked at the camera and said, "We have a band called Lost Regret. You should go check us out on YouTube. We play awesome Let's Plays and make music." I feel kind of like a dick now. I'm not doing shoutouts like this for anybody else. So, fuck. Pixel Niece is a streamer. Go check her out. Silo Cat is a streamer. Go check him out. Coffee Cat's a streamer. Go check her out. Super Donut's a streamer. Go check him out. Jamintz is also a streamer. Go check him out. Mockingjay is a writer. Go check her out. And, I think that's... Oh, Tyler is streaming. Obviously, he's a streamer. Go check him out. That's it for all the stories, everyone. Good night.